Hello, my early childhood artists. I'm so glad that you've come to do more art with me today. Our learning target is I can use materials safely. We're going to talk a lot about how to use a tool the right way to make artwork today. But before we get into that, I wanted to thank all of my friends who've shown me their artwork and friends that haven't, but have been making artwork at home. Thank you for all of your hard work. I'm very proud of your focus and your dedication to becoming artists and to working on making things with me. The first thing that we're going to do is have a read aloud. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to put it on full screen. I'm going to make sure you can hear it. And then I'm going to press play.
The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats, an animated storybook. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out like this. He walked with his toes pointing in like that. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. He found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. It was a stick that was just right for smacking the snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight, but he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. So, he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up great, big, tall, heaping mountain of snow and slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow and another and still another and packed it round and firm and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall. And they went out together in the deep, deep snow.
In that story, Peter's snowball melted because it was in the warmth of his house. We can't have snow inside because it can make big puddles. What we can do is make paper snowflakes. So today, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need a square of paper. Most paper comes in rectangle shape, and then you have to cut it into a square. You might need your family to help you with these next few steps. We also need a pair of scissors and a pencil. Pause the video while you go get that. I'll wait. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is take our square of paper and fold it in half. And you can fold it by matching up your corners. I'm taking my time. I'm matching up these two corners right here so that they are lined up. Then I'm taking my pinchers and I am folding my paper in half. And now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take my time and match up these two corners this time. And I need to stick my finger in there to press it out a little bit. And then I'm going to pinch while I'm holding that in place. And so I've got a nice folded triangle. The next thing that we're going to do is draw shapes and lines along this edge. I'm going to draw maybe a half a circle, a semicircle here. You could draw a triangle here. Just make sure that they're touching the edge. Let me show you what that looks like. I drew shapes all the way along the edge. There, there. Not too many, just enough so that I can cut them out. It's very important when you're drawing your shapes to know this though. None of my shapes are touching each other. They can be next to each other, but they are not touching. That's important for snowflakes. All right, once you're done with that, it's time for us to start cutting our shapes. Scissors are so fun to use for artwork, but there are a few things that we need to know about scissors. Firstly, when I hold my scissors, I put my fingers in this hole and my thumb in this hole. Watch me do it. Thumb in the little hole, fingers in the big hole. You can see how I'm holding it. My blade is pointing away from me and my thumb is on top. So I am ready to cut. When I cut, I will only cut paper. We only cut paper, and we only cut when our family is telling us it's the right time to be cutting paper. I'm ready to start. I'm holding my scissors the right way. I've got my paper, and I'm going to cut on my lines. Watch me go. I'm going to open my scissors and put the paper in between the blades right where my line is. First, I'm going to do the semicircle. I'm going to start closing, and I'm going to use my helper hand to turn the paper. Watch me go. Oh, I've gotten halfway around. I'm going to open, scoot it to the back, and again, I'm turning my paper. That helper hand. It came all the way out. Let me do another one. This time, I'm going to do this triangle right here. That one. I'm going to open my scissors. I'm going to put the paper in between the blades right where my line starts. I'm going to carefully close it until the right spot. And now I'm going to use my helper hand to turn the paper. And then I'm going to cut this way instead. Opening and closing and moving the paper through. Here's another one. Take your time, use your helper hand to turn the paper and your scissors to open and close. When you're done cutting out all your shapes, the next thing you can do is unfold your snowflake. This is the exciting part. Watch me go. Unfold it this way. beautiful snowflake. How exciting. I can tape this in my window, or I can put it on my fridge and celebrate our cold winter season. All right, my friends, before we go, remember to put your scissors safe where they belong. Put them down gently and carefully. Remember, all of your paper scraps, they may have fallen on the floor, and you really need to put them in the trash can. We don't like messy spaces. And then once you're done, you can have a wonderful winter break, my friends. I will see you soon. It's been such a pleasure having this special time together. Goodbye, my friends.